We're in the midst of the spring calving season, which means we're only just a few weeks away from the start of a spring breeding season. And that means to me that we need to assess our bull battery to make sure that we have enough bulls ready to go for that upcoming spring breeding season. A couple of questions always arise when we talk about bulls. One, of course, is how many bulls do we need for our cow herd? Well, I use some old conservative rules of thumb to give us at least a guideline. And that is, if we have young bulls, I try to match the number of females with that young bull in terms of the same number of months he is in terms of his age. In other words, if he is a yearling, something that's 12 to 14 months of age when we first turn him out with cows or heifers, then that's kind of the maximum number that I would put him with. That bull that was a fall-born calf that now may be coming into about 18 months of age, then I think we can go with something like 15 to 18 cows with that particular bull. And then once we have that 2-year-old or older, certainly 24, 25 cows is a good average number to use. Now, we know there are bulls that can handle many more cows than that, but we also know from research that there's some bulls that don't do a very good job with even a few numbers of females that he's exposed to. We need to, first of all, make sure that these bulls have a breeding soundness exam. And once he's past that, then we observe those bulls closely during the first part of the breeding season. That's our best chance then to evaluate if these bulls can handle the number of females that we're exposing them to. Another question that often arises is the use of young bulls with old bulls in a multi-sire pasture. Generally, the research data would indicate that we're better off if we can keep those young bulls together and older bulls together. You see, those big older bulls are going to go ahead and be the dominant male in that breeding pasture and may whip that young bull not only physically but mentally. Australian research has indicated that some young bulls that have been put in breeding pastures with older bulls never really become the aggressive breeders later in life that we expect them to be. A good idea that some ranchers use is to put older bulls together in the first 2/3 of the breeding season and then rotate them out and put in the younger bulls in just the last third. That way those younger bulls are a little bit older before they're actually exposed to cows, and they should have fewer cows to breed because the older bulls have taken care of most of them. This is a couple of things to keep in mind as we go through the calving season and we're getting ready for the upcoming breeding season so that we have the best chance to have a high percentage of cows bred at the end of this year's breeding season, and that means, of course, a better calving season next year. Hey, we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow Calf Corner.